How's it going, everybody? I'm Steve and welcome back. So like once a month I like to do like a 4K Blu-ray haul. I can't do this like every week like some people do. I have to live life on a budget a little bit, and I work 40 hours a week, so I had to definitely look for good deals. And so really excited about this. But I actually have like 8 films. They're actually in 4 cases, and most of these are brand new. Some of them are used, but yeah, really excited about these. You're not going to see you'll see like the posters on my left here. These are not going to be ranked. They're going to be like 1 through 8, but really excited about these. Please give me 1 second. Okay, so the first one here is actually from 2003. It's from director Quentin Tarantino. The movie's called Kill Bill Volume 1. So this one actually had, I had the combo pack. They had the Volume 1, Volume 2 in it. And I'm not sure if those had any special features at all, but these actually have, this is a 4K Blu-ray combo and actually has a digital code. So you'll see a video sometime in the coming weeks here where I'm going to do like a digital code giveaway, and I'll make like a video announcing that, and then I'll do like a live stream a week later. And that's what I usually do on my channel. I like to do live streams and give codes away. But this one's really interesting. The movie, Quentin Tarantino, he has basically technically has 10 films to his filmography, but usually a lot of people, when they do like ranking videos, they'll include Volume 1, Volume 2 as one. When I did mine, I wanted to do like a top 10, so I separated the two. So you can kind of do whatever you want there. One of these days, Tarantino is going to do like he's going to actually do a 10th film. So this movie's starring Uma Thurman. Has David Carradine in some of the movie. Obviously he plays Bill. Has Lucy Liu. Has Vivica A. Fox. I believe she's from Indianapolis. Makes her kind of special to me. But this one's I like this movie a lot more than the second one. This one has a lot more action, much more exciting. The other one's really way more exposition. Okay, so the second one here is from 2004, also from Quentin Tarantino. It's Kill Bill Volume 2. So I had to buy these two together. I actually had like a great deal with my Chase Rewards card, and so you'll see like another film later on where I bought with that one as well. But this one's like I said, this one's way more exposition. It's the ending to the story, so you definitely need this part to know how the story ends. But like I said, this one's a lot more of a talking kind of film. But this one, as far as the other actors that I didn't mention in Volume 1, is Daryl Hannah, has Michael Madsen. If you've seen like a lot of Tarantino films, Madsen been in some of those like Reservoir Dogs, those kind of movies. But this one, like I said, I like the ending to this movie a lot. It just it takes forever to get to that ending. I wish it would have been like a lot shorter, maybe like 90 minutes, something like that. Okay, so the third one here is actually one I bought used from an exchange. This one's actually 5 films in one. It's from the author Tom Clancy. Wrote this character, but it's called the Jack Ryan 5-film collection. This one's actually, like I said, I'd seen like 4 out of the 5 films before, but a lot of them I only saw like once in the theater. So the first one in the collection here is from 1990. This one's directed by John McTiernan, and it's called The Hunt for Red October. This one's really interesting. Like I said, it's probably like 16 or 17 when I saw this. I saw it in 1990 in the theater. so it's one that's basically the story. They have some twist in the story, but they kind of tell you what's going to happen really early in the film. But I think really the cast in this movie is really what really sells it for me, though. It has the great James Bond, Sean Connery, really fantastic. It has Alec Baldwin. It's one of the earliest films I've seen him in. It has Scott Glenn. It also has Sam Neill, James Earl Jones. So the next two in the collection are actually ones I like a little bit more basically because of the lead actor in the film. But from 1992, there's a film called Patriot Games, and actually this one and the next one actually both were directed by Philip Noyce. Have you ever seen like the movie The Saint? With the late Val Kilmer. I think he's a pretty good director. I think basically Harrison Ford really wanted to work with him after he found out. I think one of his earlier films, he found out that he directed it. I can't recall the title, but he found out that he directed that film. He said, "Oh, I really want to work with this guy." But Harrison Ford brings a lot of action to these films. I think that the first one didn't, because the first one takes place like on submarines, and this one takes place on dry land basically. But like I said, Harrison Ford in Patriot Games, as Sean Bean, he played in Game of Thrones. He was also a 006 and Golden Eye in that film. I think he plays a pretty good villain. The next one was called Clear and Present Danger. That's from 1994. This one's Harrison Ford and has Willem Dafoe in the movie. I like this movie. This third one in the franchise is probably my favorite, I think, because of the story. It takes place it talks about like Colombia and like the drug cartel, basically. Drugs coming into the U.S. But I think the action's really great in this. It's basically the government. There's Jack Ryan's doing one thing for the government. There's some other people in the government having like a different kind of a different plans, and they're not telling about it. All right, so the next one is actually the one I'd never seen before seeing it the other day. It's from 2002, and it's called Sum of All Fears. This one's directed by Phil Alden Robinson. I like this movie better than I thought it would. It gets like a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's a little bit better than that, but it's basically like a reboot. It has Ben Affleck plays the character Jack Ryan. It has Morgan Freeman as Liev Schreiber. I thought he's really great in this film. His character is really interesting. All right, so the last one in the collection is from 2014. I haven't seen this movie in so long. I haven't watched it in the collection yet. This one's directed by Kenneth Branagh, and it's called Jack Ryan: Shadow Recruit. This one's starring Chris Pine. He plays another young Jack Ryan. As Kevin Costner, Kenneth Branagh plays a character in the movie apparently, and as Keira Knightley. This one, like I said, I need to watch this one again. I think this one has some special features on the disc, but I'm kind of anxious to watch it again to see what they did with the character. So I found out today there's actually like another film that's been greenlit. If you ever watched the TV series played by John Krasinski, apparently he's going to be the star of the film. It's probably going to be out next year. It has like a $100 million budget. It doesn't have a title yet. I think it does actually have a director assigned to it. I think a lot of the people I saw in the cast I wasn't quite familiar with, but so Jack Ryan is like the Tom Clancy wrote this character, and it just keeps they keep making movies. So I'd be interested in seeing it in theater, but I've only seen maybe one episode of the TV series, so I don't know anything about how that actor does in those films, but be interesting though. Okay, so the last one here is actually from 1991. This director is actually turning 99 on June 28th. This one was an upgrade from DVD, and the movie's called Life Stinks. And the director is Mel Brooks. This one, I think this one's kind of underrated in some ways. I got this one basically for a good price when I bought the Kill Bill films with it, but this one's, I think it's really kind of underrated in some ways. I think Mel Brooks is kind of a genius comically, but I think basically the storytelling is the story that they're talking about here is really kind of what brings the movie down a little bit. But I think Leslie Ann Warren's really great in the film. It's Jeffrey Tambor, if you ever saw the Larry Sanders Show and Arrested Development. He's in those, on those shows. But I think this one's. I think there's a lot of funny moments in the movie. I think it just basically Los Angeles at the time was really in bad shape, and I'm sure it's still bad now. But they definitely. Mel Brooks is definitely making more of a political statement in some ways, and I think a lot of people were turned off by that. But, I think Mel Brooks is really interesting to me. He won an Oscar for the producers back in '68, I think. He wrote that film and directed as well. He did Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles. I think High Anxiety is a really great movie. So yeah, then he did some really kind of cheesy films like Spaceballs, which I love, and History of the World Part 1. I think those are really funny. Okay, everybody, so I really appreciate you watching this video. Definitely let me know in the comments, have you picked up any of these films? Like I said, let me know what you think of the Jack Ryan collection. Like I said, a lot of those films I had not seen in a long time, and one of them I had never seen before, so I'm really excited to get that. But please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. Please put a thumbs up on this video, and definitely have a great one.